up guys, it's Grant. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a 540 with the bow.
Baby, hit it.
Hey guys, so before we get into today's tutorial, I just wanted to thank you all for 600 subscribers. It feels like we were literally just hitting the 500 subscriber mark, so the fact that we got another 100 subs in that amount of time is pretty crazy, so thank you guys for that milestone. And I also wanted to say thank you guys for the support on my most recent video. It's doing really well and you guys seem to like it, so thank you for that. If you haven't seen it already, it's going to come up at the top of the screen as like an annotation or whatever that you guys can click on and go check that out. So thank you again for those two things guys, and let's get into the tutorial. What's up guys, so as I said, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do my personal favorite move, which is the 540, or basically 1.5 spins with the bow. So this move is definitely on the harder side of the moves that I've put in the Tutorial Tuesday series, but you guys asked for some more, I guess, like extreme tutorials, and this one was specifically recommended to be made, so that's why I'm making this today. Now, I definitely recommend to know how to do the 360, obviously, before you get to a 540. If you don't know how to do that, I have a tutorial on it, so I'll link that in the description down below, and you guys can go check that out. Watch that first and make sure you have it down really good, and then move forward to this one. Now, before we actually get into it, I just want to mention really quickly, the 360 and the 540 are super similar. A lot of people kind of have a misconception that the 540 is a lot harder than the 360, but really it's not. It's actually almost identical, just aside from like how you catch it, and I'll show you what I mean exactly with that in just 1 minute. So essentially we're starting the move the same way we started at 360. So I always like to kind of just start like this. Usually I'll bring the bow behind my back first just to get that speed and momentum going into the move. And I'll step forward with my right leg just as I did in the previous tutorial. That way I don't have to spin all the way from here into a full 360 or 540 and then try to catch it. So instead of standing squared off, I'm gonna have this right leg in front, so it's kind of like a cheat step, I guess, just like I showed you guys in the previous video. And then from here, I'm gonna spin on the heel of the ball of my foot and spin around. So again, it's the same exact idea as the 360. So I'm just gonna spin around, and obviously I'm on grass and have shoes on, so I can't really spin very well like that. But essentially you're spinning around on that part of the foot, and you're landing almost kind of like the same way as you do with the 360. So the big difference is people think when you say 360 and 540 that there's some huge difference between them, but there's really not. When I land here, I'm basically landing the same way I do if I were to catch a 360. Maybe I'm a bit turned over more, but that's just so I can reach to get the bow from behind me. So really the only main difference between the 360 and a 540, if I'm looking like this, is all between this and that. That's literally the only difference. So it's just turning your body to catch it like this, right? So you don't have to be completely squared off to the back and catch it like this. If you do this, chances are it's hard to follow the bow down into your hand, and it's probably not going to work out too well because obviously you're facing the other way. So you can still look at it like this and watch it fall into that back hand. You just need to make sure that you're really flexible with your arm, bringing it behind your back so that it's not like here and you're trying to catch it and it's hitting off your back or your side or anything like that. So I always, when I do this move, make sure that my hand is out, basically my entire hand past the side of my body. So it might be a little bit hard to see on the camera there, but I have my thumb basically like out to this point. Now obviously I don't keep it like that. It's just showing you guys how far out it is, but my entire hand is past my body here. Right? The reason for that is I have basically from my fingertips to the beginning of my hand to catch the bow. If I had just this amount out, I'd probably have to try to catch it in my fingers, and it's obviously going to be a lot harder to do. So the more surface area, I guess, you have to be able to catch the bow out from behind your back, the better the chances of you catching it are. So again, all you're doing your normal spin 360, but then once you get to this point, you're just turning over a little bit more, and you can step over a little bit more. It's probably going to be hard to get like an exact spot just because you're spinning a pretty significant amount, but you're just basically landing, turning a little bit more, and reaching this left hand behind the back and catching. So all it really is a combination of the normal throw, catch behind the back, and a 360. So all the same rules apply to those two. So for this regular behind the back, you can see my hand goes out really far. I step forward just like this. So also so that I don't have to try to reach from behind the back when I'm standing like this. If you try to catch a 540 like this, it's not going to work, right? Because you can't reach all the way out from behind there. So that's why we get that extra little step in. You spin around, land about here, and then you just twist your hips and rotate so that left hand can extend out. So you're only combining the catch behind the back and the 360. So it technically isn't even really 540 degrees of spinning, but that's just what we call it. Again, I like to start with the bow in the left hand. I step forward, I go up, I do my throw from here. It's going up in the air, I'm spinning around that full amount. I get to here, and all I do is I twist and reach out with the left, and then catch. Right? So obviously it's hard to do this like slow motion to show you guys or whatever, so I'm trying to show you in the best, I guess, step-by-step way that I can, but hopefully you guys are understanding this and following along with it. So again, one more time, kind of trying to explain it. So I'm going behind the back, I step up with that right leg, I'm gonna bring the bow out, I go to do my throw. Right once the bow is out of my hand and in the air, I start to spin around, right? Trying to spin on that ball of your foot. Don't actually step like this. That'll slow your spin down, right? So you want to actually spin on the heel. Again, hard to do because I'm in grass and in shoes. But if you're doing the same, obviously try your best. So I get that spin all the way around. I get to about this point, and then I twist. Remember, don't square off. So I get that twist in. I get to here, twist. Left hand goes behind and catching, right? Now, a lot of people actually make the mistake of putting their arm behind their back and doing the entire spin. That's going to slow you down, right? So just go normal. Get to about here. You can look at the bow, obviously, following it down into your hand. You're looking, and then you reach and grab behind the back. So one more time, just to show you guys the full thing. And that's how you do it. This is a little bit tricky to do outside. I've obviously found that out the hard way. You know, with like wind and everything, you throw the bow in the air and it moves or whatever. So try to do it when it's not windy. If you have an indoor practice spot, then that's going to be perfect, as long as you don't hit the ceiling, a lamp, a TV, or anything like that. But again, hopefully I explained this well enough, guys. Again, it is an extreme style move. So it's obviously you're not going to be able to catch it at first. But if you have the ability to catch the 360, then I guarantee you can get this move. It may not be the first try, but if you can do the 360, again, all it literally is the difference of this and that. So it's not a huge difference, so you definitely can get it. So that's basically it, guys. Hopefully I explained it well enough, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.